Hello and welcome to Community Viewpoint. I'm your host for this segment, Maria Guerra. I am joined today by Mr. Robert Owens. You are the owner of the local legal high dispensary for Kratom and CBD.
Yes, I am.
And thank you so much for joining us. I wanted to get some more information out because I think a lot of people still don't know a lot about these things. So you were gracious enough to volunteer to give us some information.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming on. So let's just jump right into it. So tell me about since I'm not really familiar with what kratom is. So tell me about what it is.
Kratom is a plant from Indonesia. It's been around for thousands of years. It's a green plant. I believe all green plants, just like broccoli, hold a lot of medicinal value. Mm-hmm. Kratom is one that has medicinal value for pain, anxiety, depression issues, sleep issues. Depends on what strain you take and how much you take and what time of the day. It can also give you energy if you take it in the morning, if you take light doses.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you were telling me before, I want the viewers to know, there's different ways, I guess, that people manufacture or produce the product. So Nevada did something that was pretty cool. Nevada made a law. Tell me about that.
Nevada made a Clean Act law, which is the only state to make a Clean Act law for kratom, meaning you have to make it in a clean room, meaning it has to be mold tested for other strains of mold and bacteria, and then you're able to package it and sell it to the public. No other state does that.
That's really cool.
It is. Other people are getting sick because people don't do it in a clean room.
Okay, and Nevada was really forward on that and just kind of, that's really great. That's really great. And so they enacted all those, basically like really good quality control. Do you think other states will follow suit?
I hope they do.
Some of those
There's other states that have made it with illegal, which makes it to where people make it underground, which can make it worse.
Yeah.
So I hope other states do follow that.
Is there a lot of places that people can find information here? Can they come to you and to find out more information? Should they miss the show or need more information?
You can come to my store. My store is at 141 South Frontage Road. It's a kratom and CBD dispensary.
Okay.
So we have many forms of kratom and CBD. You can get it in pills. You can get it in liquid. You can make it in tea. You can get it in gummy bears.
Okay. So so is there different types, like you said, tea? So like tea has, like English breakfast tea and Earl Grey. Is there different types of kratom that are made differently for different things, or is it like the same?
There's different strains. People react differently to different strains. They get better benefits from it.
Okay.
And then if you like Earl Grey tea, what I recommend is making Earl Grey tea and then putting kratom in it, so it gives it a little better flavor, a little bit of honey.
Oh, okay.
Something like that to flavor it.
Okay.
It does work very well in the tea. It makes it more concentrated, gets into your system faster.
Okay. Do you feel like with Nevada enacting this new law for the clean room, and then more people researching, or like seeking out and researching CBD and its products, or in its properties, I should say, do you feel like there's more, like people are in a search for more information on natural and just ways that they can heal versus mask something that might, or like, I guess, treat?
Yes, I do.
Treat versus like just taking, I know that there's a big crisis for opioids, I mean, and I think a lot of people, I guess what I'm trying to say is, do you feel like a lot of people are looking for those more natural alternatives?
I do. I believe because of Google and research, people can now look for more natural alternatives and know that it's not a bunch of BS, and be able to cure themselves and help themselves without going to a doctor as much, or get their initial diagnosis, and to be able to help themselves more.
Okay.
Which I believe more in a green plant, taking something for pain that's grown out of the ground than something made in a lab.
Yeah. And in Nevada, made safely in Nevada.
Yes.
So this is actually, I mean, I'm sure that in other states, people are using safe practices. However,
Correct.
Nevada has made sure
Yes.
that this has to be tested. And you said mold tested, which is
Mold
interesting.
tested, yes.
So it's something I probably wouldn't have thought of because of, but that makes a lot of sense.
There was a
All
couple
kinds
years,
of testing.
couple years ago, people got sick because it just came straight into the States and nobody was doing any testing. And it was really an underground market.
Okay.
And the more you make an underground market, the worse you have health problems.
Right, right.
Just like with other products that come out of the market, if they're not tested and made in a clean room, then.
Okay. So people can be sure that the information and things that they're getting from Nevada are going to provide them with the substance here is safe.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. So tell me a little bit more now about CBD. And does Kratom and CBD work together, or are they? I mean, I know they're separate products, but do they work together? Do people use them together?
I use Kratom and CBD to help all my pain. I have several different kinds of pain in my body. So I use it in conjunction with each other. You can use them together.
Okay.
You have to get used to the feelings of one and to the other and then not take as much. But I do take them so I don't have to take a whole bunch of one and then not take the other. I do it so my body doesn't get used to just one thing and then you have to take more and more and more.
You know what? I think you make a good point just in that life needs balance.
It does.
And you just explained that really good. So you personally have been like your life has personally been affected and better because of this.
Yes.
So how did you find out about all this stuff? Like what started your interest in CBD and Kratom?
CBD is something I've had around my life for a long time from other areas of my life. And then Kratom is something I found out about 6 years ago, and then it took me a long time. I was very stupid and stubborn about it. And finally I started taking it one day and realized I can manage myself and not be addicted to it and use it mildly, and it cures my pain. And it cures a lot of other things. So
I think a lot of us, like when we're going into something new, I mean, it could be any type of something. I think when we go into it kind of apprehensive and then we learn about it, it probably makes our decisions safer. We probably research it more and then make a better informed decision. So that was probably not bad that you did that. You probably looked into it a little more.
All Google research. I ask everybody to come into the store not to believe me, to research it yourself and come up with your own facts and answers.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't want somebody to take something because I said something. And then there's other natural herbs like turmeric, cayenne, things like that can help with pain, helps with inflammation. I try not to take any kind of lab-tested pill, just herbs.
Yeah, just all natural. How do you feel about, so say somebody's going with something more natural. I'm a big advocate for, non-processed foods and things like that. So do you feel like this, like people might move into like more of healthier habits when they research things and they start getting into it? Do you think that more aspects might spill over? Like, do you feel like
researching
that
helps.
As you were learning more stuff, you just kind of spills over into more things that are like transforming more things that are natural and better for you as a.
Definitely. Research helps, but then actually doing it. I changed my whole diet probably 4 or 5 months ago, and I feel so much better.
Yeah.
Eliminating processed food, eliminating all that stuff helps CBD and Kratom work more. I can take less CBD and Kratom if I eat better. That's for sure. If I eat less sugar, less white flour, the more my diet gets out of control, the more I have to take CBD and Kratom.
I feel like I'm a big believer in that, and I've read a lot about turmeric.
I take
and I
it
feel
every
like
day,
a
2
lot
or
of
3
that.
times a day.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like a lot of that causes oxidative stress, right? So is that like, do you feel like the processed foods cause more damage, and so then you need to kind of counteract it with
more.
So that was good. So your journey to find more natural pain solution got you on a got you on a whole,
I've been
a
back and
whole
forth with it a
more,
few times in my life. A few times. I'm old enough to where, unfortunately, I've let my diet get out of control, and then
yeah.
have to get everything back in control, and then I don't have to take as much CBD and kratom.
Well, I'm guilty of that myself too. So sometimes you just have to.
It's true.
But if it's in moderation, I guess that's what they say. But
Yeah.
so is there is what would be a good piece of information that somebody could take away from and tell me like something that you feel is really important about CBD or kratom?
I think a lot of people go into a store, and because it's not a doctor and somebody doesn't have a lot of education, they won't take something. They have to be
Mm-hmm.
convinced of it. So that's why I tell people to do their own research and ask your friends, and
Mm-hmm.
don't be afraid of what government has said for many years, that this is bad and that's wrong. It grew out of the ground. It's been around for millions of years.
Right, right.
Not a lab that's been around for a year, 2, 3,
And I
5.
and I feel like there is more healthcare providers that are getting on board with these
Yes.
natural products. I mean, I've known many people who have gone this more natural way, and they're really happy. So I feel
I
like more healthcare providers are getting on board.
When I go to doctors now, if they won't talk to me about having natural stuff and only want me to take pills, I won't go to that doctor.
Yeah,
I want to be able to do yoga, talk about natural pills, talk about something that's really going to help me, not just a bunch of junk.
and it's more about like the big picture, like getting your whole body
Correct.
healthy.
Yes.
So, and finding things that are not going to cause you to have all these other problems. And I know like there are so many, we had the coalition on a few weeks ago talking about like the hazards of opioids. And I mean, it can cause people to literally stop breathing. And I mean, just all the problems that come with that. So finding information on more natural paths, I think is great. So
Yes.
tell me again, I didn't even realize that time went by so fast. Tell me again how somebody can get a hold of you for more information.
My store is at 141 South Frontage Road here in Pahrump, Nevada. It's listed under Legal High and Kratom Dispensary of Pahrump, Nevada.
Thank you so much for coming on. We'll
Thank
have to
you.
have you on again. Thank you so much.
Have a
And
great day.
find out more information.
Thank you. Wow, I didn't even notice I